What up, Nerdsense gang? It's Reid, which means it's time for more Beers with Reid. Today, I've had several already. I've already done a couple of reviews. So I'm not going to pretend this is the first and only beer review of the day. But today we're doing a beer that comes from Treehouse of Charlton and Munson, Massachusetts. The legendary Juice Boys, hippies, love them, very crunchy. And we're doing Brighter Than Starlight. It's another Nate Loves His Wife beer. I get to be salty about that because I'm a divorcee. Yeah, got married when I was like 19, got divorced when I was like 25. So I get to be salty about it. But Nate loves his wife, and I love Nate's beer. So here we are. As always, I'm going to read the can description on this Treehouse offering. Brighter Than Starlight is a beer that celebrates unconditional love and the idea that such a bond grows more inseparable and important as time goes on. It is a milestone beer and one we are truly excited to share with you. Brewed with oats, Citra, Nelson, and Galaxy hops, Brighter Than Starlight is a straight juice bomb. You know, I love this beer right off the bat already. I don't think I've ever had it before, but it doesn't tell me to share with the company of friends, enjoying the company of friends. So it's like they had me in mind here. We do beers solo. And I don't like to share beers. So that's why it's Beers with Reid. It's not Beers with Reid and friends. I mean, Loki's in the room. My crazy little tabby / Abyssinian fucking monster. But he's not having a sip, little fuck. He's a porta cat anyways. Now there's an alternate description that I think is a little more appropriate. I'm going to read you that one. Brewed with Citra, Nelson, and Galaxy hops, Brighter Than Starlight merges all the best attributes of I Have Promises to Keep. Love that fucking beer. Another Nate Loves His Wife beer. And In Perpetuity. Another Nate Loves His Wife beer. With a process approach similar to that of Very Green. Not my favorite of the greens. Green is the best green, but their approach to beers is pretty fucking solid. It pours an impenetrable yellow in the glass and tastes like lychee, orange gummies, starfruit, passion fruit, and peaches. This beer is inspired both by our rampant and unrelenting desire to improve and to pay tribute to those we care deeply about. This is a milestone beer in many ways and one we are exuberant to share with you. Poignant words from a man who loves his wife. So, Nate, this review is for you. And this Dean McKeever can. I think it's Dean McKeever. I imagine it's Dean McKeever. He does all their cans. Why don't they put his name on the cans? Fuck. I'm going to say it's Dean McKeever. He does all their cans. Great. Great little falcon on there. I don't know what it has to do with Brighter Than Starlight, but there's a lot of stars there, so it makes sense. All right, let's take a look at this bad boy. It's Tiku time, by the way. I don't use a lot of Tikus here. It's not my favorite glass format, but for this one, I think it'll work. Look at that. Now, if you've ever seen Beers with Reid before, you know I love Treehouse Head. I am a head monster. I'm a head fiend. And they are the masters of foam delicious head. Oh, goddamn. It's dripping down the glass. Fuck. Goddamn, Treehouse. Calm the fuck down. Ooh. It's Wednesday. All right, so here we are. It's December 11th. It's a Wednesday. It's snowing outside. And the can notes on the can stamp on the bottom is all my friends are living saints. Cool. And this was brewed, canned November 15th, 2019. All right. Make sure we get this in the shot here. Okay, everything looks great. Especially this fucking beer. Now, Treehouse, their brewing process, I got to do a tour or something there and see what the fuck they're up to back there. Because their brewing process yields insane head, great clarity. It's a hazy beer, but it's a very clear beer still. Very clean looking. I was going to say it's a very clarity beer. That wouldn't make any sense. But it's still very clear and clean looking. No floaties whatsoever. And, you know, In Perpetuity is a beer that myself and the other Nerdsense guys abuse, which is weird because none of us are massive Nelson fans, but we abuse that fucking beer. It is one of the great treats in American Pale Ale, you know, fucking offerings. It's one of the best beers I've ever had in my fucking life. And it's one of those ones where if Treehouse is offering that and green and maybe like coffee abstraction or something like that, I'm fucking like, and sap, I'm running out there. But that's a beer that I'll keep around in perpetuity. I'll keep around for months. And it never, there's no flocculation that occurs with the yeast or anything like that. It never looks ugly. It always looks great in glass, which is why I grabbed the Tiku, because the Tiku looks the best. It's not my favorite for enjoyment because I got a big nose. I got a big space between mouth and nose here, and I can't get it all in the glass. But yeah, their process is absurd, and just looking at the beer, it is a testament to that. They're never wrong with that. They never fuck that up. Which, you know, when you're dealing with a brewery that you got to drive, for me, drive 2 hours out to and wait in line for another hour, everybody has to deal with the wait. That's what you expect, and that's what they deliver every fucking time. So I like to shit on Treehouse a little bit, but fuck. Look at this. Gorgeous. All right, let's get into it, see what's happening. All right, so from when I crack a can, the first thing I got a whiff of is that Treehouse yeast, which is just another unique attribute to this brewery. Their house yeast strain is something else. I haven't been able to find it in any other beer, and it is prominently displayed here. It has like a juicy fruit kind of bubblegum thing going on there. Ugh, it's weird, but it smells fantastic. Yeah, up next you're getting, you know, the Galaxy is not dominating this, which is weird. You're getting a good amount of that Nelson in there. A great amount of that Nelson in there. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, Galaxy usually beats up everything else on the aroma, and it's actually taking a backseat to the Nelson in this one, which is great, because Nelson, not my favorite hop, but when used appropriately, and Treehouse is one of the best breweries of an example of that, of breweries that use it appropriately. It's fantastic. You're getting that white, you know, wine grape, that must, you know, smell in there and stuff like that. That aroma, it's fantastic. A little bit of like lemon peel. It's magic. Yeah, Nelson's is coming through beautifully in this. And then there's just a good amount of that citra, that good orange characteristic kind of washing over everything else. But big takeaway is the yeast, the Treehouse yeast, the Nelson, and the Galaxy's there, but it's just not. It's weird. It's not dominating. All right, so I've said enough about the looks and the smell of her. Let's take a whack and see what it's doing. Salute. Man, super clean, super clean. There's no faults here whatsoever. This is like first chair in a symphony orchestra. You know, there's no mistakes. There's no faults whatsoever. There's three dudes or gals behind that chair waiting to jump in there. There's waiting for this person to fuck up. There's no fuck ups here. There's no faults whatsoever. It's super fucking clean. Getting the lychee characteristic in there. Now, lychee is one of those things that a lot of beer drinkers have never actually had before. But living in Lowell, big Southeast Asian community here, it's a very popular fruit within that community. I've had the pleasure of enjoying a lot. Mike at Nerdsense knows what the fuck I'm talking about. And that's predominantly what's showing here. And it with the Treehouse yeast characteristic, that bubble gum, that juicy fruit, that you know, candy characteristic there, it pairs so nicely. So yeah, getting a lot of like Japanese candy kind of thing. If you've ever had the pleasure of enjoying some Japanese candy, that's really what this is all about. There's a slight bitterness to it. You're getting the drying, you know, very short finish effect of the Nelson in there. Predominantly, it's actually very, very upfront. I'm getting that in perpetuity effect here, but you're still getting like some lemon and lime, some pineapple, and a good amount of orange in there all at once. It's crazy because they're so conflicting, but right now, again, they're in concerto. Everything's working together here, which is a testament to the treehouse brewing process. I hate saying it, but fuck. Yeah, so a little bit of prickliness, very mild spice characteristic, like a white pepper almost, or even like a ground celery seed, something like that. Maybe like a mild smoked paprika. I know I'm digging here, trying to find the stuff that isn't Citra and Galaxy related. Man, so the Citra is showing like in a pithy orange way, not super juicy. Galaxy's showing like a very dry or tart pineapple, like an underripe pineapple almost, which just fits in this format so well. Great selection of hops for this batch. Fantastic. Perfect carbonation. It's got that treehouse pillowiness to it, that softness, that roundness. It's like a cloud on your palate. Carbonation is perfect. Body and mouthfeel is perfect. Low to moderate strength and intensity. But the flavors and the aroma, robust. All over the place. Yeah, this is definitely well within the limits of Crush City. And I think it's like, yeah, it's 8.3%. Jesus fuck. All right, Papa Reid's getting a little toasty today. Not mad at it either, though. Goddamn. All right, so this is a beer they do a couple of times a year at least. Nate really loves his wife. And In Perpetuity is one they do quite a bit, thankfully, because that might be top 5 beers for me. Might be top 3. Like Eureka with Citra, Green, Sap, In Perpetuity. Those are the bangers for me out of Treehouse. And this perfect explanation, a mixture of those two beers, In Perpetuity and I Have Promises to Keep, which is a fantastic beer as well. That's top 10 Trios for me. So if you can get out there, if you can trade for this one, fucking trade for it. I would. It's not a core line beer, so I would trade. Maybe your whale from your local brewery for a can of this for sure. It really is a great blend of In Perp and fucking I Have Promises to Keep, which are In Perp's an easy beer to find. I Have Promises to Keep, they brew a lot more infrequently. I would definitely trade a whale away for this one. It's rocking like a 4.5, 4.5 out of 5 across all the beer rating, websites. Appropriate. I would probably put it a little higher because I Have Promises to Keep in Perpetuity. I love this fucking beer. So get your hands on this one as if you could. I did do the legwork of finding it on the secondary market. It's running about $11 for a can of this. I'm going to pay the $11 for the can on it. If they're eating the shipping, I'll pay $11 a can for this. It's that good. I mean, I understand it probably runs like $4 at the brewery, but when you account for the fact that you may not live in New England or in the immediate area, and you have to take the 2-hour drive out there or longer and wait in line an hour or two and go through all the hubbub of getting Treehouse beer, $11 isn't bad. It really isn't, because this is it's a fucking great beer. So do what you can to get your hands on it. Pay that $11. Shout out to those assholes selling beer in the secondary market, you fucking pricks, at an absurd markup. But this is one that I would justify because the beer is that good. And Treehouse is, even if you live in the area, it's just not an easy beer to get. So definitely get after it. If you've had this one, let us know what you think. If you think I'm sucking its dick a little too hard, say it. Let me know. I'll fight you online. What are you going to do? I'll fight you. As always, like, comment, and subscribe on all Nerdsense is offering, particularly the Beers with Reid. And hit the little bell, get the notifications so you can keep up with all we're doing. We have the holiday special coming up. It's going to be silly. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be like 4 hours of us drinking online. Sean usually streams it live, so you can participate, get on there, say, Reid's a fat fuck. And I'll be like, yeah, true story. Yeah, try having sex with me. It's pretty brutal. I have a kid. Someone has sex with me. So yeah, as always, stay wet, stay black.